what's going on, guys? No, I am not driving, so don't worry about it. We are headed out to Lake City, then we're going to hit Florence, and then we're going to come back. So, we have Ozzie in the car with us. Hi, buddy. Yep, he's happy. So I guess we can get to, I wouldn't say it's the first Air Force story, but let's say it's the pre-Air Force story. Following my last video. Alright. This is what happened. I believe something tells me at that time my license was suspended. Go figure. So my license was suspended. I got permission to drive through the courts, so that was okay. So I'm driving home with my girlfriend and her friend. And this is how it's just typical. You see a young kid with two, fairly young girls in a car late at night. They made up something to pull me over. This time they said that I was right of center. And if you don't know what right of center is, that's where you cross into the right side of the road beyond the white line. I believe at this particular time on this particular road, there wasn't the white line at it. So if you kicked up some dirt, they'd nail you. So it was just basically an excuse to get you pulled over. I have gotten a ticket for left of center. And if you don't know what left of center is, that means you've crossed the center of the road onto the opposite side of the road. Now, that doesn't mean I was out in the middle of the road being a yahoo. If your tire scrapes the freaking line and goes over, you're getting pulled over. So that was just, oh, cool. That was just something that, in our town at the time, cops were sticklers. If you want to know what I'm saying, oh, cool, to, let's see. Maybe we'll be able to get a picture of it. Motorcycle. It's like we're all going to pass tonight. Alright, we may not get to it. So if we get to it, I'll show it to you. But, hey. Alright. So, I think I've been hanging out with my girlfriend like all day that day. So I had some gas a-brewing. So the cop pulls me over. I thought for sure, and this is one of the many times where, my dad kept telling me to keep it with you in your wallet, and I kept it in the car, and that's not where I kept it. To this day, I don't even think I really even found it. I don't even know where it was. I thought for sure I kept it in the glove compartment of one of the cars that I was driving at the time, and when he pulled me over, I couldn't find it. So I'm freaking out because, like I said, the recruiter said, if I get one more ticket, I can't go in. because I've already got a waiver. So at that time, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God. But I'm telling the cop, I'm like, listen. Oh boy. What happened? Might have to edit that out. Got my finger on it wrong. Sorry, but if you got to hear the, let's just keep going. So, well, here you go. So I basically tell the cop, I'm like, hey, I know I got it. It's at home. It's got to be at home. It's just got to be there. So the cop actually follows me home. As soon as I get in the house, I just let out one of those test farts. And that test fart was pretty freaking nasty. Little did I know, I didn't think the cop was actually going to follow me all the way into the house, but he followed me all the way into the house. And as soon as he got to that spot to where I let out that test fart, he instantly stopped, and I was like, I've got it. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to come back tomorrow. And you better have this paperwork. And I was like, well, I am going to have to go to Menor to get it. And he's like, I don't care. I'll come back tomorrow. And I want this paperwork. So, inside, I'm laughing my ass off because this cop probably thinks that I, am freaking out, I didn't even tell him the Air Force story. Hey, dude, if I get one more freaking ticket, I can't go in. Because I think he might have sympathized with me and, said okay. But, I mean, surprisingly enough, I think, well, maybe I ended up getting a copy. I think that's what it was. I ended up going down to Menor. I ended up getting a copy of it. And the cop never showed back up. So that was pretty cool. But, I mean, on the other side, my mom, she did not wake up. She did not come downstairs, but she knew that there was an officer there. And she also knew that the recruiter said that if I got one more ticket, that I was not going to be able to go in the Air Force. And, it's just one of those times to where you look at your parents and you're like, man, I'm breaking their heart. I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm just making dumb mistakes, and there I am, zooming it back in on me there. I'm just making dumb mistakes, So she came in, she woke me up. She's like, what was going on last night? And I said, well, I got pulled over. The cop wanted to know where the driving privileges were. I couldn't find them. And then he said that he was going to come back today and that I'd better have them. And she looked at me and she said, you're never going to get in the Air Force. And she slammed the door. And I was like, oh, man. But I still got in. Still went in. So that was kind of like that was the pre-Air Force story. Sorry about the in and out of the focus, but, I can't really feel too much, my hand doing that. So, and I'm not even really looking at the camera. I'm still kind of looking at the road. Because I think if I look at the camera, I'll probably end up getting sick. So, sorry about those two little things, but, that was a close call right there. I'm not going to say that's, not the only time that I've had a close call. When I get into some of the Air Force stories, I'll let you know. So I think my next Air Force story, it may come I may jump around a little bit because I do want to tell a couple stories about when I was in basic training, a couple of things that I did that I think are actually pretty funny. I don't know if you'll find it funny. If you find it funny, cool. Just want to share it with you. So I think I'm going, and I'll tell you about tech school. And then that was the other thing. When I believe at that time, I was also slotted to go I was actually scheduled to leave for the Air Force in December. And I made this decision basically like right after my mom said that, shut the door. So I was actually slotted in December to go into the Air Force. I don't think I was getting anything. I wasn't getting a bonus. I wasn't getting extra rank or anything like that. I was actually slotted to be an aircraft mechanic. I completely forgot about that. And I actually called the recruiter and told him, hey, I need you to put me in open general because I don't think I'm going to be able... I think I'm going to get a ticket, dude. I really do. Because I want to think, when was it? Man, it had to have been like July sometime. Because I went in... I was slotted for December, and I think I went in October. So it might have been August. I don't know when that happened or something like that. Might have been September. One of the days. I know as soon as I called the recruiter, it didn't take me long to freaking go get going and going in. I mean, the good thing about it is I knew that even if I went in an open general, I knew that I wasn't going to be an SP, and I knew I wasn't going to be an OSI, and I was fine with that. So that'll do it for that story. So the next story will probably come a little bit early. So like I said, I'm going to jump around. Since we're in Myrtle Beach, I might as well... when was it? Last year, 2018 was... 2018 was 20-year graduation. 20-year since I joined. Since I've been out, it would have been 14 since I've been out. So this year will be 15 since I've been out. So there was a lot of like 10s and 20s in there, for some strange reason, like when I got out, 98 to 2004. So this year, I guess we'd be celebrating 15, but I got to my very first Air Force base, which was in Goldsboro, North Carolina, and it was Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, and we're only 3 hours away. So next weekend we are going to pop on over. That's where I started that was my very first Air Force base after basic training and tech school. So we'll head down there and check it out, see what things have changed, because I have not been there since I left, and I had really no desire to go back to the base. I didn't particularly care too much for my first base. I'm not going to say that I didn't like what I did. What I did there, I thought it was awesome. What I did there, I liked the workload that I had out there. But that'll do on this one. I don't know how long this video is. Probably pretty long, but Sorry about the in and outs and the in and out focus and things like that. But hey, you know, things happen. If anything pops up on this trip, I'll sure to videotape it. But as far as that goes, all right. Take it easy, guys. Hope you enjoyed the story. Peace.